Hi Shaina, thank you for your video. It was very insightful. I really enjoyed it. Just a couple things that you mentioned that I wanted to reflect on. You discussed about how you know many counselors who have certain days that they set aside for self-care, which I think is great. I think us going into that profession, we should definitely figure out what we're gonna do for our schedule and how we incorporate self-care in that. And one of the things that I learned from a reading from one of my other classes in Hunter 2016, he mentions about different variations or ways, like the holistic way of um, approaching self-care. And he was saying how, like, whether we do it through, like, engaging with our community, which I think is very important, like doing community service, just being around a group of people that kind of are there to um, give us that positivity, mindfulness. And there's a lot of apps nowadays that we can use, of course, with I know one is Calm that people like to do in the morning, and that's with like meditation and reflection, which is great. Obviously, a big thing is like our diet, our exercise, and our sleep. There is one of the agencies I know around here, Jewish Family Services. They offer once you become or once you're employed by them, they offer you access to their gym, which is amazing because they have like all different types of classes you can take. You can take like a spinning class. Um, they have like all different courts that you can, engage with sports, which I think is great that they offer that to their staff members, especially with the, you know, just working with individuals where sometimes it's a very much so an up and down um, environment. Like some things here are great, then other days it might be like um, a lot of like dilemmas occurring. And I think like providing that service is a great avenue for like self care for their staff members. And then another thing that I read in one of my articles, it was Lawson and Vinart in 2005. They mentioned a self assessment tool um, that you can utilize, and it will kind of assess like whether you're it kind of does like a holistic approach, so it kind of assesses where you're at with your wellness, and they were describing as like wellness and impairment on a spectrum, and how we can easily get trapped and not recognize our own well-being. I guess like working in the mental health profession, we're just so used to hearing clients day in and day out, especially if we have a high caseload. We kind of get stuck in like a rut sometimes, and kind of making sure that each day that we do some kind of, like you're mentioning, some kind of self-care. Like you said, one counselor make sure that she has Mondays off, another counselor make sure she has Fridays off for her daughter, which is very important. We need to remember, like, we're there for our families, we're there for, we have our friends, and we can't we gotta have that like positivity and like maintenance or self-maintenance for ourselves, and making sure that we are like getting the right amount of sleep or eating right, or doing our daily regimen that we need to do to make sure that we're competent and ready to provide those services and be there for them. But thank you again for your video. It was super great. I enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week.